Good morning and welcome back to the Missouri Evergreen Advanced Cataloging course. My name is Greg Whitmore. I'm the Consortium Cataloger. Today I'm going to show you how to use the Z39.50 protocol to import records into the system. When we're talking about our MARC records and getting everything into the system, I really don't want to original catalog anything if I can avoid it, just because it takes so much time to do, especially if it's going to be done right. There are records that are out there, and there are libraries that we can import those records for, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So I have an ISBN here that I'm going to do a search for in our system. And I can see that it's come back without any matching items. So this is telling me, because I'm looking across the entire Missouri Evergreen system, that this particular book is not in our system. Just to verify it, I'm going to go in and do an ISBN search as well. And again, there was nothing found. So what I want to do at this point is actually verify that this book is something that I can import. I don't physically have the book in front of me, which is part of the problem. However, if I go into WorldCat and I do a search for that same ISBN, you can see that we really do have a book that's out there, and looking at the call number that I was given for this book, the first three letters of the author's name match. So I'm going to guess that this one is a book that we could try to import. The way that we're going to do that is we're going to go back into our system, and through the cataloging tab we're going to go into what's called the import record from the Z39.50 protocol. So we click on that, and we have several elements here that we're going to discuss. Because we're looking for an ISBN, we're going to highlight that option, and we're going to paste the ISBN back into us. Over to the right here, we have all the libraries that we can currently pull some records in from. You can check and uncheck libraries as you want. I like to cast the widest net possible when I'm doing a search for records, so I'm going to include all of them. Just know that when you include all of these libraries, it's going to search all of those libraries. Our system will search all of those libraries for this particular record. So the search itself may take a little bit. I will let you know that this all formats really doesn't work all that well, and I would avoid using it. Otherwise, you could use any one of these other options if you really wanted to find a book. In this case, the ISBN I think is going to be our best bet. So now that I've got it in there, I'm going to go ahead and hit search. You can see that by that blue line there, the system is actually going out to all those libraries and seeing if we have, if we can find a record to pull into the system. And again, because we've got so many that we've picked, this may take a little while. This would be a good time to go get a cup of coffee. Oh, so it's finished up now, and we can see that we actually only have one record, which is better than none. Anytime I'm importing a system into the Missouri Evergreen system, anytime I'm importing a book in, I do want to highlight the book and actually look at the MARC record and see this is a very basic record, but I think I can make it work. There's going to be some tags that we're going to have to add and some other information, but it's better than nothing, I guess. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel this, and now I'm going to import it. You do have the option of actually editing a record before you import it, but in my mind, it's better to get it into the system, and then I can go through and actually start manipulating it the way that I want. So I'm going to go ahead and hit import. You can see that it actually has been assigned to TCN now by Missouri Evergreen. And from here, I'm going to go into the record itself. So it looks pretty basic at this point. I'm going to come into the MARC edit, and the first thing that I'm going to do, this is a classification code from Great Britain. it kind of looks like our Library of Congress number, control number up here. I don't think it's necessary for our records, so I'm going to get rid of it. Because I'm now actually physically editing this record, I'm going to come in here to the 040 tag and put my library code in there. In addition to that, I'm going to put in an 049 code. This basically tells everybody that I'm the one that either created this or imported this. Coming down here and looking at this, I notice that we don't have any 3, 36, 37, and 38 tags. So I'm going to go ahead and put those in. These are RDA tags that basically talk about electronic media, but we also want to make sure that we include them in our books. And that's what they would look like once you actually put them in there. Now I'm going to go through and see if I can actually find a summary of this book, since our record isn't all that good. And again, this is just more of a quick information. I can verify both the ISBNs are good. I can see that what little information we have on publishing is correct. It was done in London at Batsford in 1993. It's 128 pages. There are some illustrations. It's about 29 centimeters. But I don't immediately see a summary that I can put in. And that's okay. This is better than nothing at all. I mean, you can go out there and look for summaries. We could go out to the internet and maybe look in Goodreads to see if we could find it. There might be something in Google Docs, or not Google Docs, but Google Books that might be there. In fact, let's just go ahead and look at that really quick as an example. So again, I'm just going to paste the ISBN in and see what shows up. And you really don't want to spend too much time doing this. The other thing I might look at is going back into the WorldCat record and seeing if there's anything in there. So I can actually see that there is a summary in there. So I'm going to go ahead and copy it and use it for our record. I always like putting a 520 in there because I think it helps the patron find what they're looking for. So that's just some real basic edits. If I wanted to spend some more time, I could put in some more tags and add some other fields or maybe some other information that I felt was valid, but this just kind of gives you a general idea of how to do this. Once I've actually gone in and put in all the changes that I want to make, I want to go ahead and hit Save Changes. The other thing I might want to do at this point is actually go into the Patron View and see how this looks from the patron's point of view. It's a very basic record. The only other thing that I might change is maybe adding some more subject headings to it. But for now, this is fine for this particular lesson. So the record is actually in the system now. We don't have any holdings tied to it yet. And we can go in and add holdings and do whatever changes we need. But that is the essential order, work order, if you want to look at it that way, of actually bringing a record in using the Z39 protocol. And I thank you for your time.